So cognitive dissonance is a theory that comes from social psychology, and I find it quite interesting for thinking about understanding people's behaviours. So it basically relates to the fact that everyone is motivated to get internal consistency, and that means that our beliefs that are deeply held should align with our behaviours, and when they don't, it can cause discomfort and stress. And that's the same if we are thinking thoughts that contradict each other. So to put it in perspective, a lot of us do things that we know to be unhealthy, and it may counter the view that we have of ourselves. So for example, I love chocolate and I have a tendency to eat chocolate when I'm stressed, and I know it's bad for me, and it counters the view that I have of myself that I'm quite a healthy person. But I could use that information and that discomfort to make positive change, so to realise that my actions are not aligning with my beliefs about myself and stop doing it. Or I could rationalise my behaviours away by minimising what I was doing and going, well, you know, it's necessary for me to have all of that sugar because I'm in a stressful job and it's necessary to get through the day, and that might be something that I do. And that would be, maybe put me on a negative train because it makes you feel bad after you've done it. And it can actually, obviously that's like a light-hearted example, but in more serious scenarios it can actually not only cause you stress and physical pain for feeling like inconsistency, but it can actually have really bad outcomes on your health. So there was someone I remember who I was speaking to where I noticed that they had inconsistencies. So they were drinking to excess, but because they didn't see themselves as the sort of person that would do that, and they knew that it was bad for them, and their belief about themselves was that they'd worked all of their lives and that they didn't have a problem. It was just something that they did, and everything was explained away, and their sort of the problems that they were having with their health that seemed to relate to the fact that they were drinking but also taking strong medication, which didn't seem to be doing any good for their health, because they didn't see themselves as a sort of person who had a problem with this, and they didn't want to go to the sort of places where there'd be people who would need help around managing their alcohol intake. They didn't acknowledge it and explained it away, but that actually had a negative impact on them. And it's quite hard when something might seem obvious to someone on the outside, and it might even be obvious to that person, but if they know that the prospect of changing that behaviour is so out of reach, that can make them feel so uncomfortable, because we need to have like a positive image of ourselves, that then it's too difficult to actually take that information on board. So I found that interesting when I've been helping people, and I think it's useful to think about it, because it helps you to realise that just because something seems obvious to you when you're helping someone, that like a solution would fix a whole situation, it's not always that easy, and you know for yourself how hard it can be to follow through on things that might be your goals, and then when you don't do it you feel bad on yourself, and it's just part of being human, and like understanding that just because someone's doing something doesn't make them a bad person. We need to separate the behaviour from the person. And I suppose that aspect of it links into shame resilience theory, which Brené Brown talks about, and she's got some quite interesting research around that. So just some theories to think about. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this.